能以这样的方式去旅游，主要是我们想着如何去省钱，多于如何去挣钱。比如说，除非迫不得已的，不是迫不得已的情况下，我们是不会坐出租车的。像这种特殊情况，我们从一个地点到另外一个地点，真的没有车可以坐的情况下，你不得不打出租车。但是别的情况，只要有的选，我们就公共交通绿色出行优先。
怎么样？
我想找一个就是看不到你们的房子，只看到山的。
在前面。
现在我们在广西桂林资源县的一个丹霞风景区。
It's so beautiful here.
八角寨之前有评论说，很想出去旅游，但是他算了算，如果去大理啊、丽江之类的，一个星期可能要5000块钱。这个方向好看，这个你觉得行吗？
行。
我们要这件吧。我问他，一个星期5000块钱吗？你一天能花700-800吗？他的那个计划可能就是作为一个完全的旅游者的身份去的，可能住100多块钱，200-300一晚的一个酒店，然后去那种贵的餐厅啊，买各种各样的景点门票。那这样的话，1万也不够花的，说实话。但是如果你能够像我们一样，比如说你的计划是去那边待1个月，那你按照月租的价格去租一个房子，一天的话也就是20-30块钱，再便宜的可能20块钱一个晚上。所以你这样的方式去的话，那是真的可以省掉不少钱。那5000块钱可以够我们住2个月，而不是1个星期，对吧？因为如果你去一个地方待3天，跟你去一个地方住2个月，那个花销是完全不一样的。
And it's so cool that you can do that in China, like stay in one place for a month, because you can't really do that in the UK. It's just not an option. People don't think like that. You stay for a year, or you go for a holiday. Our style of traveling is much more about saving money rather than spending money, and also like about taking your time, because when you see most travel bloggers traveling, not everyone, but most travel bloggers, when they travel really, really quickly to loads of different places, and they're flying all over the place, and it's all very exciting, but that's not very convenient, and it's very wasteful in terms of like your own time as well, because you spend so much time on the road, like getting to each place.
但问题就是呢，现在很多人他们工作还有别的原因，他不能出来2个月，他不能放弃工作出来2个月，可能他最多就是1个星期或者是2-3天。这种情况下的话，确实有点难。但如果你想给自己一个小长假的话，我觉得只要是2个星期以上，都是可以按照我们这个方式去省钱的。
We managed to travel on not much money compared to what people make as full-time wages, right? We've decided we want this to be our way of life. We've decided we want to travel, and so we've worked our life around traveling. Like you can earn money while you travel.
比如说今天呢，就是在录这个视频之前，我刚给我的一个学生上完课我才出来录这支视频的，所以你知道的，这也是我如何平衡我的旅游和工作的一种方式。如果想一直在外面旅游的话，无非就是2个选择，一个是 OK， 那我一直工作，我可以有很多的积蓄，然后我拿着积蓄去旅游，我想去哪玩，我完全不用担心钱的问题。那第2种方式就是你在旅游的时候过程中有一个就是可以挣钱的方式，让你能够在不影响你的出行计划，可以兼顾2者的情况下，你还可以挣点钱。
Okay, so what else do we do to save money when we're traveling to make it all possible?
吃饭的话，我们在外面旅行肯定不会像2日游、3日游那样的每天每顿下馆子吃大餐，我们会融入当地人，跟当地人吃一样的他们的日常的饭菜。从地里摘出来了。比如说你在桂林，你就吃桂林米粉咯，5-6块钱一碗；在大理你就可以吃米线咯。
No, even better. Go to the Buddhist restaurants, the Buddhist canteen.
这是大理的一个闪光点，就别的地方可能无法比拟的。大理有很多免费的素食餐馆，或者说非常非常便宜到离谱的素食餐馆。我们在那个大理旅居2个多月的时候，我们也去了很多次。对，我们去了很多次。一是因为它也确实健康好吃，二的话我们也是想就是节省一些成本，健康好吃吃饱就可以了。
Obviously, when you're traveling, a really big thing is to experience the local cuisine. But you don't need to experience the local cuisine every single meal if you're staying there for 2 weeks.
and you will get tired.
Yeah, you might get tired of it too. So a lot of the time, well, all the time, we try and find someone with a kitchen.
我们在大理住了2个月期间，然后我们就买了2辆山地车，其实都很便宜的，1辆200块钱左右，我们买的2手的。然后2个月的期间，不管我们去哪里，我们都会骑我们的自行车，基本上没有打过滴滴，也没有坐过交通工具，又方便又好玩，只是说要注意安全。
Yeah.
对，然后我们离开大理之前就在群里边，你可以加当地的什么各种各样的群啊，二手群啊，什么本地群，我们就加当地的二手群，然后或者是售卖啊、转卖信息群，就把自行车卖了，200块钱买的，200块钱卖掉的，等于说你免费骑了2个月。
I also think a big part of being able to keep yourself busy every day without spending loads of money is being really good at finding things that are entertaining that are free. To just not feel like you have to go somewhere and pay for a ticket or whatever, you know.
蓑衣的前身，蓑衣就是以前人们没有雨衣，然后就用这个东西把它编在一起披在身上，看着很酷哈。
Just explore, just let your feet wander and find out who you see, who you talk to, what you can find. Like today, the hotel owner ended up showing us his beehive and this awesome place here.
给你看一下，你们去
好
去哪
多
去看？这个蜂王看到没有？
哪一个？
这个
哦，
认识？
有那个丰厚吗？
有啊，蜂后它这里这些都是蜂后啊。
When you look back on it, you don't think like, oh yeah, we had this afternoon for free where we did loads of fun stuff.
第一次这么近距离的观看。
It's just part of the experience. But I think allowing yourself to have space for those experiences is really important.
你看从外面飞进来的，它那个肚子啊鼓鼓的，它就有糖，
他把糖送进去。
哎，把糖送进去。
我觉得很多背包客单独旅行的人，他们的乐趣就在于一路上结识不同的人、不同的朋友，跟不同的人就是结伴旅行，不同的旅程，认识不同的人，一起探索不同的事物，就是一直保持新鲜感，一直保持那种激情和乐趣。
And those are the kind of experiences you can't pay for. You can't go to Baisha and pay for a sit down with all the old grannies in the like mahjong playing yard. Like there's not something that a tourist company can offer you. Okay, so there was a travel, we'll say a travel channel, and they went to Baisha for 1 day, and we were there for a month, 2 months, and honestly I look back on that and it's one of the favorite 2 months of my life. Like we had a view that overlooks Yulong Shuishan, and we went hiking like every week, and we had amazing friends there, and I learned how to play like some guzheng.
好玩。
There's just so many awesome memories and experiences that I had in Baisha. And then another group who went there, like they spent a day there and hated it. That mindset when you're traveling is totally different. If you just go to Baisha and you walk down the area with shops where they're selling stuff, then obviously that's all you're going to get out of it. Baisha has a special place in my heart, and hearing someone dismiss it as like somewhere that has nothing to offer is just really strange. It's just weird.
以前我也是那种人，就是去到一个地方，去之前真的对他那个地方充满了很多的期待。我希望它是这样子，希望它是那样子的，希望它像那些视频里面一样的美轮美奂，特别的梦幻。这个就是不公平的，对那地方是不公平的。你把它理解错，把它想象错了，你希望它是那个样子，但其实它不是那个样子。那到了那个地方之后呢，就开始埋怨、抱怨之类的，然后开始不喜欢那个地方。
巴西太美了。
我觉得这些是我以前也有的，但是现在我发现这样做真的很不好。就是你无端的去指责抱怨一个地方，纯属因为它的真实面目不符合你的想象。那你的想象就是对的吗？它就应该是那个样子吗？只是说你去到一个地方，那就去以全新的心态去了解它、欣赏它，然后再看自己是否喜欢它。
We're not saying this is the right way to travel, this is the only way to travel. We're just saying this is the way that we travel. And we do this because we really enjoy this way of life. I know this way of traveling doesn't suit everybody. I think a lot of people see traveling as this thing where you go to a certain place, you are as comfortable as possible. You're like on holiday, right? So you buy all the things you want to buy, you stay in the best place you can, you go and take photos of yourself with pretty dress in wherever. But that's a temporary way of traveling, and it's only possible to do that temporarily. I think that's what I want to say. It's okay to do that, but that's not what we do.
这就是我们的方式，因为你们想知道，所以我们才告诉你们的。
Yeah, basically.
我觉得重点是你在做一件事情的时候，你感觉到快乐，你感觉到很充实，
不对，我告诉你怎么敲。
没有任何负担，没有任何的愧疚之心，就是很享受的状态的情况下，你去做，选择能够让你快乐，能够让你感觉到踏实安心的方式去做。
Yeah.
下个视频给你们看详细的风景。
Bye.
再见。